Today, in our world, people like to spread certain rumors, certain beliefs, ideologies, dumb things that they input into their brain that they're brainwashed into believing at such a young age, maybe even 5 years old, or maybe even 1 year old, or maybe even a month old. They're conditioned to believe certain things because they don't know any better. And so growing up, whenever they hear all of this stuff, they're like, it must be true because I grew up believing it. So why would I stop believing it now? And one of these things is the idea that we don't live in a simulation. People grew up as children learning Santa's real, the Easter Bunny's real, we live in reality, we're not in a simulation. But then as you grow up, they start to realize the Easter Bunny isn't real. They realize that Santa is real because, where else would the presents come from? But they don't stop to realize that we do live in a simulation. And I want to grab those people who don't believe that we live in a simulation. And I want to talk specifically to you. And I want to ask you, what reason do you have to believe that we're not in a simulation? Maybe it's because I have all my memories and my experiences and I can feel things, I can touch, I have sense, I have all five senses. Who's to say that those weren't programmed into us? And even for the video games that we play in this simulation, what if those players in those games have feelings? But there's no way to prove nor disprove this. Instead, you just have to either believe it or not believe it. So, there's a person who's controlling your every move, your every thought, your every action, your every idea. And they continue to do this until you turn 79 years old about. That's when most people die, around 80 years old nowadays. And then what happens is that you wake up and you find out that you've been in a VR simulation this whole time. Now, how do I know this? Because one time I had a dream, but it wasn't a dream, that I took off the headset and went back to reality. And I remembered that. I remember being back in reality. My name was Giuseppe Krakowski, and I was a 40-year-old middle-aged man living with my wife and my 4 children named Josue, Delgado, Vega, and Wolfgang. I remember all of that, even though what this simulation is meant to do is that it's meant to remove all of your former memories and create new ones. But then whenever you take off the headset, whenever your player, which is you, takes off the headset, you gain all of your memories back from before you put on the headset. Now, how long do you have the headset on? Well, that's where it gets confusing because in the real world, not the simulation, we've found ways to simulate time differently. So it could be 1 hour for you, could be 10 hours, could be 40 years that you were living in this VR world. But to you, you perceive it as 80 years. And so, this is why I know that we are in a simulation. Now, why would we ever want to put on these headsets? Because we've heard about people who put on these headsets and had an awful experience with it, but we choose not to believe them because we say, that just sounds ridiculous. There's no way that it's gonna make you lose all of your memories, and we're stubborn when it comes to that. But we seem to lose sight of the fact that it's real. You'll lose your memories from the real world, and you'll gain new ones in this one. But when this world is gone, this simulation, you'll take off the headset and see the reality. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you agree with me. And if you do end up liking this video, then I would urge you to share this with a friend. Let them know that we are in a simulation. I've had experiences outside of this simulation with my good children, Josue, Delgado, Vega, and Wolfgang. And my wife. Her name is Julia. And I thank you for watching. Again, send this to anyone you know who doesn't believe that we are in a simulation, and let them know that we are. But I don't want you to be scared of this. I don't want you to be scared of the fact that we're in a simulation. I want you to accept that and live this simulation life to the fullest before you go back to the real world. Because this feels real. It feels real right now. And so I might as well live it to the fullest. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. No? In the words of Guy, who was also in a simulation, don't have a good day. Have a great day.